got it.
Department head? We can go ahead and start it, yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with the department head meeting for April. Call this meeting to order. Dave, you're up first.
All right, so you guys got my monthly reports. I just got an email today that I can start doing the new summary reports like what we did before. I'm just trying to figure out how to get that set up yet. So I got the email one today. So total calls for the last month was 53. Year to date, we're at 139. I do have a purchase order from the Queen for some safety vests, some nozzles, some water fire extinguishers, and some little short hoses for $3,168.
From your equipment. Yeah, motion for, I'll let you make a motion, 3168.
Make a motion for 3168 for the fire department.
And I will second that.
Thank you. I know we're a little ways away, but for next year, I did get an update that they are raising our clothing and vehicle allowance from $100 to $250. So for budget reasons.
Okay.
So just for budgetary reasons, I'm giving it to you now.
How many members you're on right now?
18.
18.
And then I did get a quote back for the defibrillators that are going out of date. They are going to give us $100 trade back if we want to go that route. They're pretty old, so they're not going to give us a whole lot. That is $15,000 right now for the 8 that we have. That's not including, I know Scott wanted the third one for the other car.
How much are they a piece?
Almost $2,000.
Scott, how old are yours?
Probably 20 years old.
How old are the ones you're doing?
Probably the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all the same model. They're probably all 20 years old. There is some possible grants out there. Again, it said possible. So.
Everything's still functioning to date though, right?
His,
Ours
he
are,
has two
ours are
that
toast.
went down.
Okay.
I had one that built. So. We can work on the grants and see if we get them, but I don't know.
Let's do that, like short term, like, you know, if we can, if there's any community foundation or, somebody, just to see what we can do. It's gonna take a big hit in your equipment fund if we have to go the other way, right?
Right.
Check with the American Heart Association.
Right. American Heart Association and then our sales rep, she told us about the Indiana growth grant that's out there right now, so.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Let's at least try that before we take that big hit.
Yeah. So, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, okay.
How you want the bigger head? Roof on the fire station. I only printed one.
Is that rubber roof?
Yeah.
So I noticed the one end was starting to come up a little bit. So I called the guy to come out and just kind of give me an estimate real quick on what it would cost. And when he finally got up there, because the weather's been crappy, that's when he found there was more damage. So a lot of the seams are starting to there. Pull apart.
That a long time ago, I'm familiar with it. I know a long time ago it was done, I mean, a long time ago.
Yeah, like this, that's
Probably
like,
close to 30 years ago.
that's like the whole seam up the front side. I seen some of it, some of it you can see from the road.
Yeah, some of it, that one really bad spot we can see from the road, that's the one I was really worried about. And then when he got up there, he said, oh, there's others.
You walk this?
Huh?
You walk this?
Yeah.
Walk through it for me. So what's the verdict?
So, if we do like a liquid membrane, it's 10 grand, clear up to 26, and there's a couple different levels. So, I'll let you guys look at it, we don't have to make a decision right away, but
Active leaks?
there is one
Where at?
in the meeting room area.
Of course.
He said there has to be one on the others, on the east side, but I don't see no water coming in there, but it could be running down the wall too.
Is this the guy that did the roof previously?
I don't know.
Alright, I mean,
I talked to
with
Jenny.
a project this size, we need to get 2 or 3 quotes for
Yeah.
sure.
Just not leaving in your office.
Yeah. Well, I got another room above me, so.
Alright, we'll take this to advisement, 'cause
Yeah, I'll get 2 other guys, or 2 other companies quoted and see. Like I said, I just thought it was just gonna be a quick, simple patch on the one end, and then when he got up there, he's like, there's more.
alright, I'll look through this, but yeah, let's get a couple more.
Yes, I will.
If there's anybody, is this guy local?
Elkhart, Goshen area.
There's a couple decent sized commercial roofing outfits out of Auburn.
I'll check.
If somebody's a little more local, maybe they'll work with us a little bit.
Okay, I'll check around. I just Googled real quick, the rubber roof repair. That's
Okay.
the first one that popped up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely, have to take this into consideration. Alright, anything else, Dave?
Nope, that's all I got, unless there's any questions.
I do have one more question on this allowance. This is combined clothing vehicle, right, or are they separate?
Those 2 are separate.
So there's a 250 vehicle, 250 clothing.
Correct.
Okay. And currently it's 100 for each. I couldn't remember. It's been a while since. Okay. Anything else for Dave? Scott.
A few months back, I talked about putting those 2 cars that we decommissioned up, for bid and just get rid of them. And Jim said that he had some stuff that he wanted to do the same with, but I don't think he's had time to get his list together. Can we just put the cars up now so we can get them out of that lot? They've been sitting out there for quite a while, it's time for them to go. I'm not sure how we wanna go about advertising it or anything like that, but I'm sure it has to be with council approval before we do anything.
Right. Probably have to do sealed bids or go through a site, but
Yep,
if you go through a site, you're gonna lose a percentage of, you're
yeah,
not gonna take that, they're not gonna bring us that much anyways, right?
no, like typically $1,500 somewhere in there, a car, $2,000. But, it's time to just move them on down the road and get them out of the lot.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some comments too, people, they're like, holy cow, how many police cars do you need?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, well, you don't understand, so.
Yeah, 2 of them aren't being used anymore, but, I mean, how long would you like to take bids?
Well, I think that's a Don question, as long as we meet the criteria, let's just advertise it,
Okay.
papers or whatever we gotta do to,
I'll talk to Peggy
yeah,
tomorrow.
let's
walk through
get that, we can ask Don when he gets here and whatever, are you guys okay with that? Just putting them up and letting them go?
Okay.
You guys got everything that's valuable off of them anyways, correct?
Yeah, yes, we do. The other thing is, I was give this to Peggy so she can file it, there's Holden's letter of resignation. So he's officially, I think the 16th would be his last day on our payroll, but hasn't worked. He's taking his vacation and things like that he has left.
Okay.
But then laying on the table in your packet, I ended up getting a late application. So there's two. One is Nate Williams, who used to be a reserve here. He quit because he didn't have time to put into it anymore. And then the other one is the one that I talked to you guys about before. And
Does Nate have his,
No.
okay.
no, and he resigned. He went last year and he did not meet his training requirements. So he resigned because the state would pull his certification anyway. So if we were to hire him, we would have to get him through a pre-basic class in order to bring him back up to speed to have law
And
enforcement
then send him to
certification.
the academy.
And then, yeah, he would go into the academy. And Kyle, the other person, already has the academy.
I suggest we go with Kyle.
I agree.
How fast, I mean, can we, I know you need him, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
I
I
mean,
wonder
I
if
don't
we should
want-
sit
I
down.
want him to
would
be
you
fair.
want one or all of us to sit down with him and talk to him before we just hire him? Blindly?
Not
You
talk
just
to
don't
him.
trust Scott?
Yeah, he's been in, I've already had him in here and interviewed him, gone through his background.
Not only that, with his background being that he worked for Parkview, his credentials are
Yes.
well
Roll
documented.
right into it. Like I said, the only thing with him is I sent you guys that text message saying this is what he wants an hour. I don't make that call.
Can we pull that off?
I don't know, how much is he asking for?
I don't even remember what it
Yeah, I
was,
don't
Scott.
remember.
He's asking for 27.
What was holding that?
There's no way.
We may have to go without a police officer because we can't get him here.
How many do we have now?
We have two, we had three, one quit,
You and who else?
Shane.
So, where was, Holden at?
He was at around 23, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 23.
What is he
I didn't
asking
bring
for
my
now,
copy
sorry?
of this, the
I'm sorry.
He's
ordinance.
asking for 27.
7. What does the ordinance say?
I would have to,
You don't have it with you?
I don't have it with me. If I didn't know about it, I would have brought it with me, but I didn't know anything about it.
I always bring it and I did not grab it tonight, so I apologize.
I can look at it tomorrow, see what the range is for. It'd be deputy, right? Deputy,
Yep, yeah, deputy marshal.
I'd have to see what the range is.
But then how do we work that out? Do we have to postpone this for another month?
I believe we're probably gonna have another meeting before
Oh, yeah.
May, the way things are looking. So, no, I don't believe that.
Cause if it don't.
At the very least, I think we have to, I don't know, what do you guys think?
Can we make a motion to,
Well, here's,
at the, with whatever that is, we don't know, but with the high range, I don't know if we can legally do that.
well, it may not be enough for deputy. Is
Right.
Shane even making that?
Shane is a
Shane's
different,
just over that.
yeah,
just
Shane's a
over.
different category.
I understand that, but
But I
you're
think,
not gonna bring a deputy on.
I'm thinking the highest was 25 on that one.
I'm thinking you're right. So if that's the case, then we have to have Don, if we're gonna do that, then we have to have Don do a, administrative. Now,
It's a big, I mean, we've talked about this before, it's
yeah,
a struggle.
Yep.
It's a struggle.
and this guy's gonna cost us way more than that to get him through the academy and get him in wages that we're paying him, and so you're gonna spend more money in the long term to,
Right. I do agree with that, yes.
time you spend 6 months to get him trained, all that labor is
Right.
zero value to the town of Ashley.
Yeah, he spent time here as a reserve, but he went so long without working, he basically has to go retrained on everything.
Okay, I think we'll get with Don, we're gonna have to look at that, and then we gotta make a decision, but I wanna say yes, I really do, but if it's not in the salary ordinance.
If it is what it is, you come back and say that we'll pay this much, and I'll tell him.
Okay.
We'll see what he says.
Okay. Okay.
But I
And
need to get another office
maybe-
on the street.
Yeah, and maybe even that, until we can get some changes, if we have that potential, you know, if we could write us out for the year and
Sure.
or something like that, right?
Yep.
You hate to make, is that, you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back with you in short order.
All right, thank you.
Is that all?
That is it.
Anything else for Scott?
I don't know.
Buildings and parks?
The parks, we got restrooms open in both parks now, and we're doing what we can in them. The buildings, chrome service the elevator. Other than that, we're doing general repairs, clean up.
How often do you guys dump the trash up on Main Street? How the trash cans that are like in front of the post office?
When it gets up where we see it, we'll dump it.
That's probably the one that gets
The
put
most,
in the
Yeah,
most.
Yeah.
post office.
probably ought to try to keep an eye on that every day or something. Check it, just drive by and look or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially on Fridays, so we don't get the weekend rush, maybe we can keep that from spilling over. Anything else for buildings and parks?
That shed in the back, the roof, starting to get bad, there's some, drip edge that blew off of it. And I think the wood underneath's getting kinda soft. And we'll be here, we can look at it.
Anything else? Streets?
Pretty much by the numbers, with the exception that, we pumped down that lot at Lincoln and Wabash. It was flooded from all the rain. For wastewater, pretty much by road, they broke ground out there, put a temporary fence, we closed the, compost, dump. Scott, is there any way that you guys can kind of keep a closer eye on that out there? Cause I know there's a lot of people, they wait until I leave to go dump stuff.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see all the windows or what
I
someone
saw
posted
that
on
the other
Facebook?
morning, yeah, I did.
yeah, you wouldn't leave trash, and I don't want them around the heavy equipment, because a lot of the heavy equipment's outside of that fence.
Right.
They're just dumping at the fence now?
No, someone went back there.
They just
on the
put up
road
a
tile.
temporary
Okay.
fence,
Okay.
but, I've had people going back there and dumping stuff, even though they put the post sign up.
What is the plan for the brush, the leaves, the debris that's coming from our town during this project? I mean, what,
We're still picking that up.
you guys are gonna pick up instead of?
Well, I mean, everybody that still puts it out by the road.
Right.
Stuff that we
do.
pick up, I'm not worried about, we're not gonna be messing with their equipment, we're not gonna be messing with the
Right.
fences and all that, so that I'm not worried about, we'll keep that, cause we can get around on the back side between the tracks and the back side of the fence.
Okay.
So the stuff, the leaves that we're picking up, the brush that we're picking up, we can still put that out there, I just don't want a lot of traffic back there,
Right.
because people don't pay attention.
I 100% agree,
Yeah.
but my concern is all the people who typically haul their own stuff out there.
Mhm.
Is there an alternative other than solid waste district, which is only open Monday through Friday or whatever? Like, they have very limited hours to dump. So what's gonna happen is now you guys are gonna get stuck picking all this stuff up at the side of the streets because they don't have a place to go dump it. See what I'm saying?
Right,
So-
well,
so it's
a
gonna-
lot of these people come from outside of town. to
That's,
dump.
I get that, but there's probably good portion of even our residents that will haul their own out there, and now you guys are gotta get stuck picking that up. Is that just the way, that's just the way it is?
I mean, I would rather do that than have somebody get run over or hit something.
It's already getting congested back there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not to prolong this section of it, but at some point, we're gonna have to make a decision how we are gonna handle that whole facility out there.
I agree.
Because we just keep kicking the can down the road and, you know, with like trash and things getting dumped. And does anybody know, like this new facility that's going in, does any of the costs of that include a better video system for out there? Because we've asked for a better video system for many years, and the answer we always got was, well, we're going to eventually get a new facility and we'll roll it in with that. So I don't know.
That may be something, if we have money left over, to look into replacing, because the DVR that's out there, I don't know whether it's in it or in the television that it's hooked up to, but yeah, I can't bring up any kind of video
Okay.
whatsoever. So,
Do we need to market the road? I guess I didn't even notice, I drove by the other day, I didn't even notice it. I mean, is the sign at the compost site closed at the road? Or we're not gonna have people getting back there getting stuck because there's a fence across the driving
Like halfway down the lane, there's.
right, I mean, they put the fence, right on the, western edge.
See what I'm saying? You're still getting a lot of traffic that doesn't realize that it's closed.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else we can do except for, you know, flashing lights and all that.
Spikes.
Put a barricade out by the road that says closed. Anybody caught back there would be trespassing.
But it's not supposed to be closed till Thursday.
Well, I'm just saying, on Thursday, put a barricade up, have a sign that says
I
closed.
mean, you guys have to move when you mow, but maybe that's the thing to do is set it off. the
Well, we gotta
side.
mow around their signs anyway.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, there's the signage out there for the construction is, you'd have to be blind in one eye, can't see out the other one to not see that there's construction.
What I see is somebody who pulls a trailer full of brush out there and can't get turned around. Now you got somebody making a mess out of things.
The compost sign out by the road's got a closed sign.
Okay. Honestly, like I said, I drove by there today and I didn't even notice it, so not bad.
And I put up signs throughout the town.
Yep, we've seen those, so,
Right.
okay.
But
Just kinda curious
people
what
are coming
the,
from Golden Lake and all that.
yeah, those people should be coming to our facility anyways.
I know that.
We open it back up, it should be clearly marked residents only, and then, maybe we have to pass an ordinance and have it ticketable, so.
If you're coming from this way, you ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
Okay, alright, let's not spend a lot of time on that, but
Right.
anyways, keep going. Sorry.
We repaired there was a leak in the influent tank for SBR1. We repaired that. And that's repaired Lincoln Heights lift station, unplugged the pump at Chapel Lane. So there's only one pump going because the other ones we're on a weekly basis going out there unplugging it. Zoning, 0 certificates of occupancy issued and 2 ILPs, both for fences. And I have several POs for American Pump Repair and Service, 7924.
I make a motion for American Pump Repair and Service for $7,924. Do I have that second?
Second.
Try to make sure we had seating for everybody. Sounding fair.
Chemicals and like that.
I make a motion for USA Food Book for $1,174.39.
I'll second that.
And our UV lamps.
I make a motion for Trojan Technologies for for $4,515.20.
Second that.
Anything else for streets?
No.
Utility?
Alright, you guys have my report, we pumped 6,639,500 gallons last month, average daily 214 on 7/7. We cleaned out the aerator tank, we overfilled the towers for disinfection. Do that once, twice a year, flush out the top of it. Flushed out the school line while they were on spring break, so we didn't have any water issues out there. Turned the water back on at the parks. Flushed all the hydrants in town, and Hudson, we flushed the back line, the reserve line for Hudson. Flushed that one out as well. I do have a purchase order for ran into the same thing, like Scott ran into. My computer wouldn't update anymore, so I had to get a new computer to update all my stuff. Got a PO for that for 2018-25, for him to transfer everything over.
This is what you-
1825.
I make a motion for 1825 for whatever it's for.
John Mays.
John Mays.
I second that.
No, sure.
Sorry, I can't. That's what I said.
Break the glasses in half, give you one. Sorry,
It probably
take
won't
the
help.
other.
I'm a lost cause.
Anything else?
So I got
Did we happen to, did anybody discuss with Jim about what's the flooding over on, is it Garfield?
I did.
Okay, I was just curious.
I did, so, the answer to that was, I believe I got these numbers right. Plant's designed for 400,000 a day, 800,000 surge, we had 1.2 million during that event.
From the rain.
Nothing that can be
Okay,
done about it,
okay.
absolutely nothing that can be done.
Talking
We
about,
filed-
Wastewater plant, we're
Yeah.
designed for 800,000 a day.
800,000.
And we were, for almost 4 days, we were over 1 million gallons.
Right.
Okay.
So that surge that we had
That
was
day
just.
you're talking about?
Yes.
We had over 3.5 inches in 4 hours.
Dave, would you help get some more chairs?
So that wasn't the plant, that was, we just couldn't put any more water through the sewers, with the infiltration and all
I was just curious if we could come
Yeah,
to
I did talk to him, and there was absolutely nothing, we filed the report, the overflow report, and everything was done correctly on the
that. Yeah,
council.
I'm looking at it as no news is good news, I've not heard back from IDEM about it.
Okay,
Probably won't because of the amount of rain. we
yeah, I
received.
know,
Right.
it's just, we've had a lot of rain this year, we've had a ton. I don't have anything else.
I don't think they, good.
I'm good. Make a motion
Clerk?
to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
The only thing I have is thank you guys for taking care of that big pond across the street from me. Appreciate it, thank you.
And Jim's actually looking into what funding we've got to get a drain in there. So it drains out into the storm sewer instead of in the basement.
Yeah, cause that's where it's going into my basement, and then I'm pumping it to the other side.
Well, that's why we were out there pumping.
But I appreciate it, thank you.
That's all the POs. Okay,
I make a motion to adjourn the department head meeting.
I second that.
give us just a couple minutes and we'll reconvene with the, April town council meeting. Please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. Minutes, I think we'll table that until we can get the minutes. Is that okay, Peggy, if we just table
Yes,
that?
thank you.
Approval of financial and bank reconciliation reports.
On the very last page, I just need you guys to sign that, cause that's what you guys are gonna now get, because.
Okay.
So I can get it fixed. Which is in your packets.
Motion for the,
I make a motion to approve the financial and bank reconciliation reports.
I second that.
will confirm. Sorry, show up the. Approval of accounts payable register.
I make a motion for the approval of the accounts payable register.
Second that.
I will concur. Ordinance and resolutions, nothing? Or do we have? Nope. Alright, let's jump right into new business. Discussion with custom bottling.
Hey there. Good evening, my name's Trent Shear. I'm the CEO of Custom Bottling Packaging. I'm here regarding a flooding incident that happened on March 11, 2026, which we did kind of briefly talk about, which caused significant damage to our property and resulted in approximately $70,000 in losses. We've confirmed that the storm drain located on our property was clear and functioning properly at the time of the incident. However, we have reason to believe that the surrounding stormwater infrastructure, which falls under the town's responsibility, may not have been properly maintained. We have observed debris consistent with tree trimming work conducted by the town last fall that appears to have entered the drainage system. Additionally, we have video evidence showing city employees inspecting a drainage pipe leading onto the property shortly after the incident. We also understand that there may be a connection between the stormwater system and the wastewater facility. If that is the case, and if there was any failure or backup within that system, it could have contributed to the flooding. We have employees who have worked at this location for over 30 years and have never seen anything like this occur before. At this time, we are respectfully requesting two things. First, clarification on whether the town carries an insurance policy or a claims process, or has a claims process in place that would allow us to seek compensation for our losses. Or second, guidance on the appropriate next steps to formally pursue this matter, including who we should be working with to investigate and resolve this issue so the magnitude of this event does not happen again. We're not here to assign blame prematurely. We're simply here to find answers and work together toward a fair resolution. Thank you for your consideration and your time. I do have photos if you guys want to review any of those as well.
Okay, I'm assuming you heard what we just talked about. We talked about this a little bit last meeting. We were over, our plant's designed for 800,000. We were over 1 million gallons for 4 days, he said, right? That is out of our control, right? Our infrastructure is designed, engineered and designed based on.
So long as it's properly maintained. And it is not being.
So you're claiming that we're negligent and claiming. Okay, but I get.
I just thought that was.
But that could all come from the rain too. I mean, it's wood, it floats, it's gonna go to the drain. It sucks it in.
In answer to your question, the insurance, or the, actually has general liability insurance. If you wish to submit a claim, you can contact the clerk. She'll give you the name of the company.
Thank you very much.
let me know what that is. Okay.
We'll get you that too from that company.
This debris right here, when we clean off the debris, it looks as if we are scooting it to the side so that the water can drain. That is not being properly maintained. This debris needs to be picked up and taken to a dumpster and thrown away. Because the water, you're absolutely correct. The water will then scoot that debris and take it to the drain. You are absolutely correct.
It's
This is what we are doing.
God, I understand.
This is what we are doing.
Yeah, you're
It's
cleaning
not
up.
force majeure. That is not what this is. This is negligence.
Look, we're here, not here to argue with you.
I agree with you.
We're insured, we're not,
This right here, that's negligence.
Well, that's your opinion.
Can you tell me what that is?
I wasn't there.
That's supposed to be a manhole cover or a drain of some kind. I'm not an expert in water drainage, I'm sorry, but if you look closely, there's supposed to be holes in that for drainage. I saw you close this early. I just wanted you to see that.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do tonight to help us.
I understand. I just saw you close it. I wanted to make, that was the one that I wanted to make sure you saw. 'Cause that is not caused by
I get it.
water
but,
rain. Thank you.
Actually, I've seen those pictures, so I did.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Discussion notice regarding property monitoring.
Just basically going over that.
Oh, okay, that was the, I'm trying to remember what it is.
Letter from Sudan.
Lynn County, yes. I've heard of this before, this is a big issue. I told Peggy, my opinion is that we definitely can sign up for the free monitoring. I'm not sure that, Don, do you have any, this is about the,
I would sign up with the free monitoring and be done.
okay, thank you. Motion,
I make a motion to sign up for the free monitoring.
Second.
and, okay.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Have a great night.
You too.
This should be good.
That'll be tough.
Okay, Peggy, you can sign us up for that, free monitoring, will be good. Approval for the summer feed program for 2026.
Same thing, feeding the kids during the summer. I just wanna make sure it's still okay.
I'll make a motion for the approval for the summer feed program for 2026.
Second time.
Concur?
We want kids to eat.
Yeah, I think it's a good program. Approval for pay app number 1, Yoder Construction.
Help me out here.
I have Connor Hickey, I'm with DLZ filling in for Mr. Casey Berlin. Got a pay application, use that first one or the second?
We have both on the agenda.
Perfect, you wanna hand out both?
You
I
can,
just didn't know how much.
Sure. You guys, here. So you got 2 pay apps in front of you. The first is for over here, $76,145, and the second pay app is for
35,265.47.
yes, and that's for the contractor looking at the wastewater plant doing improvements. Those all in order. Leave these two, Micah.
Right there.
Oh, got it.
I make a motion for approval for pay app number 1 for Yoder Construction for $76,145.
I second that.
I will concur.
And then I make a motion for pay app number 2 for $35,265.47 for our Yoder Construction.
I second that.
I will also concur. just that front page that you sign?
Yes, just that top.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Is there anything else that pertinent other than those two payouts for the project?
No, just primarily covering their, insurance bonds and some of the front end work.
Okay, perfect. Discussion with Brightmart about tax abatement.
Good evening. I'm Bob Ehrman, attorney with Haller & Colvin. I was asked to be here tonight. Obviously, Brightmark has submitted their statement of compliance for the 2026-2027 tax year. I believe in looking at the real estate CF1 that it's fairly consistent, but obviously with regard to the personal property one for 2026-2027, there's a very large difference. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that in May of last year, there was a bankruptcy process in Delaware, and there was an active bid on the assets. And the bankruptcy court awarded the bid to Brightmark through a successor entity based on the fact, and the bid price was at $14 million, but the bankruptcy judge also looked at, with regard to keeping the facility going as a going concern, keeping the jobs, and so the function of it is they then have the assets valued by an accounting firm, and that is the result of the reduction in price. It is simply a function of the bankruptcy process, and that's what they're reporting to the federal government as the value of the assets. So even with regard to personal property, when we look at the number of jobs that were in the original statement of benefits, the jobs are higher. I believe the salaries are higher. The only market difference is the personal property, and that's a function of the bankruptcy process and valuation. So rather than just submit it and not have any comment, they asked me to come here. The manager of the plant is here is also, and if you have specific questions for us, we'd be glad to answer it. But that's the reason for the difference in the value.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
How many bidders were there?
I believe there were four or five separate bidders.
All submitted bids?
All submitted bids. It was basically through the Chapter 11, and it was basically what they referred to as a 363 sale process. So all of the bidders submitted the bids. They actually then, as I understand it, not a bankruptcy lawyer, through the Chapter 11 process, the federal bankruptcy judge evaluated those bids. And even though some of those bids may have been higher, the intent of those bids was basically to liquidate the plant. So the bankruptcy judge made the decision that the most responsive bid was to award it for that value, but to keep the jobs and to keep the business functioning.
Was it open for bid for personal property, separate bid for real estate? Or was it just... I
think it was it was for the whole thing, because what the judge felt that it was more responsive is because they were keeping it as a going concern. So it was, the bids were to basically either liquidate, and the bankruptcy judge evaluated that was the bid that was more responsive.
So the bids could have been higher, but the judge didn't accept the higher bid, or may not have accepted the higher bid because he wanted to keep the ongoing concern.
Correct.
The accounting firm, how did they allocate the assets?
Well, I could get it. The valuation report is about this thick, and they went through, and that was the purpose of it was to establish the tax basis That would be then of those assets reported to the IRS.
Okay, it seems like we have the same owner.
Right. But it went through, it is, because under the bankruptcy law, as I understand it, even though it was an asset sale, they're treated as the successor in interest, they are treated as the same entity, but the bankruptcy process resulted in lower value.
Okay, just a little bit with the attorney for the Assessors Association.
Mhm.
Common ownership, you don't get a change in value.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, now we also, that's what I was told. I haven't researched it, Bob, I'm talking just,
No, I understand.
yeah.
But I don't know if that applies when you have a bankruptcy process through a bankruptcy judge who then makes that determination. I don't know that that would apply.
I'm not a bankruptcy lawyer yet. Okay.
I understand.
I'll readily admit that. What really is the problem is, that stipulation we entered into for payback.
Right.
Now, this is gonna be a real crunch. It'll affect the town. Nothing compared to what will affect the schools.
Right.
There'll be a substantial hit to the schools and to the county. That's the problem. Well, just so you know, I think the board at the last meeting said that they were interested in gathering information.
Mhm.
And then, we may have a special meeting.
Sure.
To make a final determination.
And obviously, if there's information you need, we'd be glad to provide that.
Okay. It just seems, well, my question is, and I'm not, whether the accounting firm made the determination on asset division based upon what was best for the Brightmark, or what was?
Well, the cash price was $14.9 million.
Okay.
That was the bid. So the bid at the auction is, I'm looking at my notes, well, I'm sorry. It was the bankruptcy judge down to $14.25 million bid, but coupled that with the intent to manage the existing facility as a going concern, preserve the job, preserve the vendors, and that's why it qualified as the highest bid. So that was the bid price.
I would be interested in the list of the bidders to make sure that it wasn't scrap buyers or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure that's a public record as far as it goes.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, you kind of answered the questions I had, but I have a hard time stomaching the impact to the community. Our job is to do what's best for our town.
I understand.
This isn't best for our town. So I think we're just gonna have to take it under advisement, and I know we're very limited on the amount of time we have, but we do have some time here, so.
Right.
You guys have anything that?
No, I don't.
This is not my expertise, but we wanna make sure we're making the right decision for the town of Ashley.
Sure. And whatever additional information that, if you think, to help you make that decision. But at the end of I think, right, it would either say you're not in compliance, right, with the original, the CF1, you're not in compliance, and then I believe there's an appeal process, and they may have to pursue that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we expect that,
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up and explaining.
Yeah, no problem. So do you know, have you scheduled a special meeting?
No.
Okay.
We'll let you know, though.
I appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll open to the public.
I kinda wanna weigh in what this bottling guy was talking about with the flooding thing. It is kind of a sore topic, but if I got a job at that place, I could walk there in 3 minutes. On that same day, I had a manhole behind my house that fell on that system and back flushed into my basement. I had about 4 feet worth of sewer water down there. 3 years ago, I made a claim with my insurance for a similar situation. I had a professional come out. I had to get a hold of the water company. This was like 48 hours later, and they came out and fixed it. They drained all the water out of my sewer line, but it was still pushing back. So I mean, I'm more or less on the same page as this guy on if you guys can help me, what you guys plan on doing.
Okay.
Cause I can really stand in my backyard and see that bottling place. And the flooding he was talking about, I seen. Plus the house next door to me, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that is also like a flooding, just like she's got a private pond right there.
The one right next to the storage unit,
Yes.
right? That's me.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because this is what came up last meeting, last month. But when you had the professional look at your system in the previous incident, did you, or were you recommended to install a backflow preventer for this?
3 years ago, what happened was the town of Ashley lost power for over 24 hours, so I didn't have any way at all. And this was in like February.
Okay.
That cost me $9,000.
Okay.
The insurance adjuster said this time there was an estimated damage of $13,000.
So a backflow preventer is intended to prevent that backflow of sewers.
And I live in a house that's over 100 years old.
As do I. So
That's more for like newer houses. I would have to replace that entire sewer line, which is like my entire backyard, and then redirect all the plumbing in my house just to put a shut off in there. And even if I did put a shut off in it, it's still in my basement.
So typically it's a check valve is what we're talking about. And typically that's
It allows the flow go out,
to
but
go
not
out,
to come back.
But when it pressurizes
Right.
back, it stops it so it can't come back into your
Right,
house,
and
and
I
then it
have that
builds
on
up in
my-
other places.
I have
right?
that on my sub pump. This was my
Right.
actual sewer line
Yes,
that's broke.
I understand. That also is your obligation to have a backflow preventer on the sewer line. Unfortunately.
Back in the old days, we didn't have them. I'm like you, I have a 125-year-old home.
So with that said, that's what we told the couple last meeting. Again, I understand it doesn't fix you have a backflow, but we also
Affects
heard,
the equity of my house and my insurance.
but you also understand, I think you heard in, maybe you weren't here yet, but our flow rates far exceeded the capacity of our sewer plant
Right.
for multiple days. Our sewer capacity is set by engineers and so, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about the gross amounts of water that it's enacted.
Yeah, that's what the insurance has said as well, is like 4 inches of rainfall in a matter of 3 hours isn't uncommon.
It literally just dumped.
Right, and there's like 1,000 people in this town.
But it sounds good, Mike, if what Don said, for those guys, if he filed, could he file an insurance claim with them
Well,
too?
he can file a claim, but if his insurance, your homeowners is.
Right,
covered.
this is the second time that the first time I exhausted my flood coverage, this time I've exhausted my sewer water damage. So now I don't have any coverage, and I live in a flood area is what they told me, so now I have to look for a new insurance. But like he said, at some point in time, there's gonna come a time where you're not gonna be able to get coverage.
Well, you're always entitled to submit a claim with general liability coverage. You can submit a claim with the town insurance carrier, but,
I mean, it more or less scares me because all the equity I've dumped into this house for the last 10 years is pretty much like on the fence. So I don't think I can really sell this house and get the potential out of it because of the current situations I'm.
Is that normal for them to just like say you can't do any more like claims on flood or anything?
Yeah, flood and some of those are, very limited on the policy. They are very limited.
I mean, at some point in the time, that house would more or less be condemned. I don't know, but I know it's happened to the house next door to me. It's happened to the people across the street from me. I don't know, but it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Especially at 4 o'clock in the morning when I woke up for work, it looked like the Titanic, like I had water just pouring in. So, and the guy told me it was like a 15-foot manhole behind my house. When I called up here, they were kind of edgy, more or less, I would say. That's more or less the sewer plant's problem, not the town city water. well, I need somebody out here, cause it's still pushing.
Right.
And it's gonna push until it can relieve below that, which
48 hours.
again, we're already, just started, you just heard the 2 pay apps for our expansion project for the sewer plant. Very regulated by IDEM, so every time we've done a project, we've asked to go bigger. In the past, we asked to go bigger, they wouldn't let us, you know, there's limitations to what you can do, and you have what you have, and you have the flow that you have, and it is very regulated as to what we can do. Now, we can't control the amount of, we're all susceptible to the same type of backflow issues. Those backflow preventers like I'm talking about, simple check valve, you may have to dig up your yard alongside your foundation, but they're very simple to put in and can, it may not stop 100% of it, but it's gonna stop the gushing. It's gonna stop the gushing.
So the surge that you guys experienced then release
So
that water.
it forces everything else to push. Now, you're not gonna be able to use your toilets when that backflow preventer is pushing, right?
But I think I had like 2 more feet by the time I was able to get that water out of there before it was gonna hit my electrical box.
Yeah.
And then that would have been, you know what I mean, that would have been a big problem. But still, 3 years ago, I put a $9,000 furnace down there. This is the second water heater I've had replaced since I've lived in this town. Those basements get expensive. So
I totally understand, so, our hands are somewhat tied, it's act of nature. Like I said, we do carry liability insurance but I don't know that's not for us to decide whether that it fits in that category.
So just speak with her then.
Get the name of the carrier, so.
I mean, I wish I had better news for you. I wish I had better news last meeting. I wish I had better news for everybody that was affected by it, but unfortunately it is out of our control. And the town can't just simply say, here you go, right, before you have a transfer. So they'll decide whether or not it's a viable plan.
What's your address? We don't know.
406 West State Street.
Please know, we are sympathetic, but there's not a lot we can do from our side, so.
Do you have a generator for your sump pump?
Like a backup sump pump? No, but I did have a brand new one, that also got replaced.
Okay.
So,
Cause I just know like we just keep it in our basement. It's
Yeah.
a small one, but just in case, because our floods really bad too. So
Your
we just keep.
basement floods, Brett?
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're one of the highest spots in the town.
Danny told me it flooded back when he had it.
It might have.
And that's the oldest house in town.
It is, but it is the original.
That's the original Gonzer, this all used to be Gonzer Farm Ground, that's the Gonzer farmhouse she lives in.
And it is, that's the highest point, and it's still.
So it's flooded.
Yeah, but we keep a generator down there.
Ours don't flood, and we're probably close to the second highest point over there, but the sump pump ran for 2 weeks, but it never got that high, but.
By the time when I woke up and seen it, I think I already had 18 inches. And then by the time a professional came out and was able to pump it out, I had 4 feet. And then he couldn't pump it out because he didn't have a tank. He said that you guys will find him for pumping it out to the street. So he left.
At that point, I might not be able to notice.
But
I don't know if they do that, but pump it right across the sidewalk by the diner every time the sump pump comes on, so.
That's not sewage, that's.
Yeah.
groundwater.
That's groundwater, so. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, after all of this, mine is just a little thing. But there is an ordinance about high grass,
Yes, ma'am.
and my neighbor needs to be reminded of that again.
We'll get Scott on it.
I think they mow probably maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And I don't really like that mess next to my house. I try to keep mine, you know, clean and stuff, so like I said, this is just a little thing according to theirs, but you know, if there's an ordinance, it should be enforced.
And we got a vehicle ordinance too, that we probably
Yeah.
better look into.
Yeah,
too,
and there's a
because-
lot of cars and stuff sitting around without legal plates on. You know I always come bitch, don't
We only see you about once a year.
I see her more often, but.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah.
What their address is, or what's the name of the party next door.
Yeah, what is the address in question?
Well, what is it?
Which one, theirs?
Hers or?
He's on Ashton.
He's on Ashton Drive right here.
What's your do you know what your neighbor's
102?
address is that needs to be addressed?
Well, mine's 101, so there's probably 103. Okay.
Some of the things on her, I'd say it's
Ashton?
Ashton.
it's the second house on
It's just
the
down.
left.
Yeah, just.
County farm.
The one that had the squirrels.
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I think
The only thing I have is, we need to have a redevelopment meeting
when they put in
Okay.
Soon. sooner than later. Actually, all of them need to have a meeting, so when?
Schedule them the same night we do our special meeting and just knock it all out.
I'm good with that.
Okay,
I think that's,
So we can have a BTA that night too?
do whatever I
If you
can.
get the notice out.
I would love that.
It's the applicants to get the notice out.
okay. So speaking of the special meeting, we need to decide what do we need between now and then when should we? Okay.
I don't want to
No, I don't wanna go into details, I'm just saying, do we need to give ourselves a couple of weeks and schedule a day, I just don't wanna let it
a couple
go.
weeks schedule later.
We can do it.
I'm leaning, my advice I'm leaning to is to deny, and then go back and maybe negotiate a middle numbers. And I'm gonna compliment Bob for not saying before.
You told me to listen.
That's what we did.
And Micah showed me the thing, so I knew what to do. And that's what I did.
Okay.
I listened.
Okay, anything else?
Should we try to schedule that meeting now? While we're all here?
Do you wanna
Hey,
do-
I don't care when it is, it's
Brett.
just 6:15.
What
To
we,
schedule a meeting?
We're still in the meeting.
Yeah, we're just scheduling a
we'll
meeting.
just schedule the next meeting.
And I don't have the, I can't do that, so
So,
I've got the clicker or whatever
It's
it is.
2 weeks from tonight.
The
So it's-
28th?
yeah, 28th, 29th, 30th.
Let's do 2 weeks from tonight. That work for everybody?
28th?
Hang on.
I can't even find my calendar on my phone, so.
It's our PC.
Okay. Yeah, any one of them days, 20, 29, 30, just as long as it's the 6:15.
Let's do the 20, oh yeah, 2 weeks from the 28th.
So is anybody,
Tuesday.
okay, yeah, 28th, okay.
Tuesday after 29th, 28th.
28th. And I will put it in the paper.
Now, are we doing all of them that way?
We might as well, so.
So do
get
you
a-
have to do special, like 6:15, special, probably like 7 BZA, 7:15 redevelopment?
I'd say 6:15, this special meeting won't take very long.
Oh, okay.
6:15, 6:30, 6:45.
Okay.
And if we start a little late on the last one.
Right, we just can't start early, right?
Yeah.
So, special, BZA,
I think
and
that's it.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I second that.